So Linda, do you want to show us what we're working on today for 12 days of decorations? Yes. And I'm going to go change out my beard and blow my nose because I'm dying.
You're dying in there. Okay, so our decoration for today is my first digital design in freestanding lace. I love lace, and I was given this opportunity to do snowflakes. Here's my first hint. In freestanding lace. And part of that, we wanted to do something to honor Anne with her 3 sayings: be calm, be kind, and be safe. So I have come up with snowflakes. So we can stitch out the snowflake, and then we stitch out the heart, and you can loop the 2 together. Here's the other snowflake. And this one says to be safe with 2020 in it. And the last one, be kind. So the reason that I did it this way, so I've actually put double eyelets on the snowflake. So there's 2 snowflakes. We just stitched them out in Leah's colors. Double eyelet to hang the hearts. Come January 2021, we're going to be doing another, hint, design that you can use these hearts. So I already have the machine set up. Now, if you've not done freestanding lace, it's very easy to do, and I absolutely love doing lace. So I have my aqua mesh hooped. Aqua mesh is water soluble. And on top of here, I have what's called Badge Master. I call it topping. Topping is very important to put on freestanding lace. There are 2 kinds of free topping. The first one is Stitch H2O. This is a lighter topping. You can use this on top of towels. You can use this on top of all of your embroidery. It just makes your stitches pop a bit better. But for freestanding lace, I like using Badge Master. It's a bit thicker and it gives it more stability. So now I have the larger frame here. I could probably have done all 3 hearts, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to see it stitch out and saying and the year. Now when you're doing freestanding lace, you want to have your bobbin thread match your top thread. So when I did the white, I used my white bobbin thread. And I'm doing red for the top, so I've just used my isocord to wind a bobbin. So I have red on the top and red on the bottom. So I'm now going to go ahead, and now it's going to stitch out the saying, be calm. Now, all of these designs, I used PE Design 11, that's from Brother. It's the digitizing software that I'm planning on offering as a course in early 2021. Now, I made the colors for the Be Calm and the year the same color. But feel free that if you don't want to put the year in, because maybe you don't want to remember 2020, you can just stop it before it stitches out the year. Now I've taped my Badge Master down, which is really important to do. So one of the things about freestanding lace is that when you're done, you just rough cut it out, and you're going to put it into warm water. I just fill up a bowl, mixing bowl. Put the warm water in it, and you're going to work it Now the stabilizer is almost like a starch. And what you do is you want to work it so most of it gets out, just enough to leave it stiff when it dries. And if you've left too much on your freestanding lace, you can easily go back to your bowl with warm water and wet it again. That's actually what I had to do with these because I did not take enough starch off. So I soaked them this morning and then I put them on a towel and I actually put a cold iron on top of it so it would dry flat. Because sometimes on the edges they tend to curl up. So an iron or one of those blocks works really well for doing that. So nice, it's all done.
Looks awesome.
And I did that one in the red. And you can just trim your threads on the back, but you can see with the red thread in the bobbin, it looks nicer.
And at this point, I would trim before you wash them.
Yes.
All those fuzzy threads are much harder to trim off when they're stiff and glued down in the wrong place.
Yeah, you mean like the ones I did here? So you can see.
Yeah, I did a whole bunch of trimming before I washed mine.
Well, I didn't. I was more excited to get them washed. But anyways.
Oh, the snowflake you're holding right now, I ran out of orange bobbin thread while I was going, so half of it's red.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yes, right there.
I had a red bobbin ready to go.
Just adds some interest to it.
It's on the back. It's close.
It's close. It's much better than using white. So those are our snowflakes for today. And as always, we do our designs for 0 to 5, 6 to 12, and adult. So when you download the instructions for J4, I've included the templates that if you want, you can just trace this out, cut it out of cardstock, use it as a pattern to cut out on felt, decorative papers. There's the snowflake.
And that snowflake came exactly from the Scan and Cut. So if you have a Scan and Cut at home, you can use that shape from it.
And there's the star.
That's awesome.
So I also took the opportunity this afternoon to do some popsicle art. So our popsicle with a star, and I've actually used Anne's high-end buttons and a glue gun. It was actually kind of cool because I played with placing the 4 dots or the 4 holes for the button. And that's something very easily done with white glue for the little ones.
Yep.
That they can do. And they can add buttons in here. They can put anything else that they want.
And kids love making decorations. And they love hanging them on the tree year after year. So
yes.
Even if they don't fit like your perfect, like catalog looking tree, we're doing 2 trees at my house. So the kids can have their tree that looks like that. And then I can have all my nicer orange and my blue. Orange and pink and blue ornaments upstairs.
Yes. And if you want, you can always just write on the back with a Bigma pen or a Sharpie.
Who made it and what year?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not sure you want to remember 2020, but what the hey.
But your kids sure will want to know what year they made that. They will ask, Mommy, when did I make this?
So just to recap for some people who've not done freestanding lace. So aqua mesh, it's wash away. And that's what I use for the hooping. And I have the Badge Master here, which is a thicker topping that I've used on my freestanding lace. It just provides more stability for it. And Stitch H2O. I use this on all my other stuff. Badge Master is very good for freestanding lace.
Badge Master will give your lace the stiffness that it needs to hang really nicely on your tree later on. It's really just a heavy starch. But it doesn't have the strength to get all the perforations in it on its own.
Yeah.
So it and the aqua mesh together make a very happy combination for lace.
So if you want, I thought I'd talk a bit more about decorative threads. These are the Yemet threads. And you'll notice that these 2 colors are Leah's colors, the blue and the orange. Now these are metallic threads. They're beautiful. Imagine doing your writing of the freestanding lace in this. Again, if you're using a metallic thread, we must always use my favorite item, Sewer's Aid. This is silicone, and you run it up and down, 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 till I meet myself again. Go have a coffee, come back, you're ready to go. And then make sure you use a metallic needle. Why?
Metallic needle has a bigger eye. It will be gentler on your thread as the thread passes in and out of the eye of the needle while it's stitching.
That is absolutely important. So one of the things about using felt, so say you want to cut them out, and I've actually brought back today some of our acrylic felts. So this is an acrylic one. This is really good for the kids to glue things on. I probably would not recommend hand stitching through this because it is acrylic. The Kimberbell ones with wool in it are easier for the needle to glide through. But for the kids to make their snowflakes, this stuff is wonderful.
And it's the right price point for kids to cut into whatever shape they deem necessary.
So one of the things you do is you can cut this out using pinking shears, or, because you're not going to let the little ones with scissors, or you can actually get a pinking shear blade for your rotary cutter. I have one of these.
It's brilliant.
It is brilliant. Obviously, I have issues with scissors. I just can't open and close them anymore. This, I just have one of my old rotary cutters with the pinking blade on it. And then you just cut out and all your edges are done. It just adds a nice little decoration to it.
So thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Thank
I hope
you.
you have a great weekend. Be safe.
Be kind.
And be calm. And be happy you can stay home and isolate. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.